Hello dear students, welcome to the lecture series of Object Oriented Programming. In this lecture, we are going to see the need of constructor. We will see the limitations of initialization of the object using a simple class and object program. We will see the characteristics of constructor with some example. At the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand the use of constructor. You will be able to understand the syntax and characteristics of the constructor. Let us have a overview of the program which we have done in the previous lecture. Here I have a class atom with the data members as a name, number and cost. I have a member functions which are public, that is get data and put data function. Put data is defined inside the class definition, whereas get data is defined outside the class definition. And here in the main function I have created an object X of a class item, and after creating the object X, through this getData function I have passed the arguments 100 and 99.9 to the private variables of an object X. Now, who are the private variables of an object X? That is, number and cost are the private variables of an object X, and through this member function, that is getData member function, I am assigning the initial values as arguments, and those initial values will be assigned to the private variables of the object X. So 100 will be passed to the number and 99.9 this argument will be assigned as an initial value to the cost. Now if you observe here, the object is already created, and to that object and to the variables of that object I am assigning the value later. I am not able to assign the values at the time of object creation. Please make a note of it. The function call statement is used with the appropriate object that has been created already, and the function cannot be used to initialize the member functions at the time of creation of their objects. Now we want to create a user defined data type such as a class that behave similar to the built-in data types. So we should be able to initialize a class type variable which is an object when it is declared same way as initialization of an ordinary variable. Now for example, I have the variables m and x of a data type as an integer and float respectively. At the time of creation of this m, I can assign the value 20 to the m, as well as at the time of creation of x I can assign the value 5.75 to the x, but I cannot do this in case of object. When the variable of a built-in data type goes out of the scope, the compiler automatically destroys the variable, but object cannot be destroyed automatically. Now what we want? We want that the class variable should be behave same as the ordinary variable. We should be able to initialize the class variable same way as we initialize the ordinary variable, and the second thing is we want to destroy the scope of that variable once the need is over. Okay, so these two things we want for our object. So if you want to initialize an object when it is created, and if you want to destroy them when their presence is no longer necessary, C++ provide a special member function which enables an object to initialize itself when it is created, and that special member function is known as a constructor. And the process of creating the object at the time of creation is known as automatic initialization of the object. The another member function is also used, and that member function is called as a destructor that destroys the object when the objects are no longer required. Okay, so let us see what is a constructor. A constructor is a special member function whose task is to initialize the objects of its class. If you initialize the object of that class, it means that you are assigning the values to the private data members of that respective object. Okay, this constructor is called as a special member function because the name of that constructor is same as the class name. The constructor is invoked whenever an object of its associated class is created. That means constructor is, if you write a constructor inside the class definition with the same name as of class, that constructor will be invoked, that constructor will be called whenever the object will be created, and at the time of object creation, whatever the values we have initialized for the private data members of that object, that values will be given to that values will be assigned to that private variables when the object is created. And that constructor is called as a constructor because it constructs the values of data members of a class. Ultimately it constructs the values of a data members of an object. Let us see the syntax. Now here I have a class as an integer which has a data members as m and n, which are private data members. Now here I have a special member function as an integer who do not have any return type, and if I want to define, now this is my declaration. Now if I want to define, I can define that constructor inside the class definition also, as well as I can define it outside the class definition also. Now here the values are assigned, the initial values are assigned to the private members m and n as a 0. Okay, so whenever I will create an object obj of an integer class, at that time the private members, the variables that is m and n, will be assigned the value, will be initialized 0 whenever the object will be created. A constructor guarantees that an object created by the class will be initiated automatically. There are some of the characteristics of the constructor. Let us have a look on those characteristics. The constructor should be declared in the public section always. If you observe here, I have declared the constructor integer constructor in the public section and it is not in the private section. The constructor will be invoked automatically when the object is created. If the object is not created, then there is no use of this constructor. The values will be not initialized to the private members of that respective object. It do not have any return type, not even void, and so they cannot return the values. The constructors cannot be inherited, though a derived class can call the base class constructor. The constructors can have a default arguments, and those constructors are called as a default constructors. The constructor cannot be virtual. What is virtual function we will see in the further lectures of object oriented programming. We cannot refer to the addresses of the constructors, as we can refer to the addresses of different member functions. An object with a constructor or a destructor cannot be used as a member of a union. Constructor make implicit calls to the operators new and delete when the memory allocation is required. So whenever the object is created, at that time memory will be allocated to that object to store the private variables, and of course using new operator the memory will be allocated. So the constructors will make a implicit call to the operators new, and the destructor will implicitly make a call to delete whenever the memory should be deleted. When a constructor is declared in a class, initialization of a class object is mandatory. Otherwise there is no use of that constructor which we have declared in our class. So this is the basic introduction of a constructor and need of a constructor. So we'll meet in the next lecture with different types of constructor. So thank you. Happy learning.